Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very special award to one of the biggest legends in British football. So can we have the best of order in the room for the next 2 minutes, please? So I need to start by saying that regretfully tonight's recipient of the Global Football Ambassador Award can't be with us this evening. But as soon as you hear his voice, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. He made his debut for Blackpool, so some of you will have already guessed who it will be, his hometown club, on December the 27th, 1954. Between 1954 and 1971, he played over 600 games for Blackpool in all competitions. He represented his country, England, 43 times between 1959 and 1966. And not many people can say this, he was a member of a World Cup winning squad, England's World Cup winning squad in 1966. After retiring from playing, he was a manager, a successful manager for Bolton and for Leeds. He continued his lifelong love affair with football, working as a consultant to the FA on the appointment of several England managers. And he remains dedicated to the cause of grassroots football, which means a lot to all of us in this room, through his work as coaching technical consultant to the Professional Footballers Association. And his voice means for football fans around the country, he's their friend as they listen to football matches on the radio. He's worked on my radio station, the best radio station in the world, 5 Live, for every one of the last 22 years. In fact, he's been a broadcaster for over 35 years. So not just a player, not just a manager, but also an amazing broadcaster of football. He's been really poorly recently, and believe me, because I spoke to him yesterday, everyone in this room needs to know this award is a massive tonic to a legend of the English game. As a player, manager, advisor and broadcaster, he's part of the fabric of British football life. He's a legend, but more importantly, he's a gentleman. Tonight, this richly deserved award will be collected by his friend, the man who took over from him as head of coaching at the PFA. So I'd like to welcome on stage Jim Hicks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Global Football Ambassador, and please be upstanding for a true legend of British football, is Jimmy Armfield CBE. Thank you. I'm going to ask Jim for a quick word about Jimmy Armfield. Jim, a quick word on Jimmy.
It's a great honour for me to speak about Jimmy. Those of you that have met Jimmy realise that he's much more eloquent than I am, but you'll hear him speaking in a second. But Jimmy's probably the only person I've ever met that's got a magnificent moral compass, a gentleman. You can speak to him about anything beyond football and he'll give you the educated answer, a proper gentleman, and I think as a mark of respect we'll hear him directly on the video now.
So even though Jimmy's been really poorly, I've promised Jimmy he's going to be back on the radio before Christmas, and believe me, this award means a lot to him and it will help him get that to happen before Christmas. We've got some words on tape because this means a lot to him. This is Jimmy Armfield.
Well, first of all, can I say thank you to everyone at the Emirates tonight at the Football Business Awards, especially those who organised the evening. Naturally, I'm disappointed to miss out what would have been a special occasion for me, but health matters have prevented it. Happily, I'm close to the end of a fortnight of radiotherapy which prevented me travelling, but I am feeling much better now. But nevertheless, I feel it a real honour to accept the award, especially as I'm in such great company now as Trevor Brooking and Bobby Charlton, 2 top-class footballers, true ambassadors of our game and personal friends of mine. Football to them and to me has been a way of life. From being young through our England days and afterwards, it's still important to us. What it means to our country, right through the football pyramid, from the World Cup to schools football. It's so important. That's why it's an honour for me to be even considered for this award. My friend Jim Hicks has just accepted the award on my behalf. Jim, a former professional himself, took over from me as head of the coaching department at the Professional Footballers Association and is recognised now as one of our best coach educators. Could I also say thank you to Jonathan Wall for being present to make the presentation. Jonathan is controller of Radio 5 Live and our Sports Extra programmes. He's the driving force that has done so much to make 5 Live what it is today. I've had 36 years with BBC Radio and it's given me many memories to treasure, and this award will do exactly the same. Thank you all.
So Jimmy is one of the legends of British football, right up there. I've known him since I was 14 when I first met him, and the patience he had with me and my dad on the day that I met him was, honestly, I might not have been doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for kind of the kindness and patience of Jimmy Armfield. It kind of says a lot about the man. But as a player, a manager, an ambassador for football and a broadcaster, I just can't think of anyone who's had such a strong influence on the game. He's one of the real legends of British football for me.
Jimmy's without doubt one of the most diverse characters we've got in football at the moment. If you go back through if you read his autobiography, he'll tell you that he served in the armed forces, he was a player, he trained when he was in the army, he had a full professional career at one club, which is fairly unique, even by these standards these days, 600 plus games for one club, international player, and an international player during the war years when it was tough, nutrition was different, people were trying to train as best they could but couldn't be professional, but he was. And since then, since he finished playing, he's become a really respected father figure really within the game. He talks about football, he loves football, he's got a passion for it, and also he's shown a great responsibility for the game. He is a sort of a marvellous character within the game who maintains standards.